Sun, our Earth, and our solar system. In a clear night sky, we can see many stars. They are very far away from the Earth. Some stars are prominent while some are tiny and faint. If we look at them carefully, we find that many of them twinkle, but some do not. The Sun and the Moon are comparatively close to the Earth, so we can see their round shapes clearly. The Sun, the Moon, the stars, the planets, etc. are all known as heavenly bodies. Stars, the heavenly bodies that twinkle, are called stars. Stars have their own light. The Sun is a star. It is closer to us than any of other stars. Hence it appears big and brilliant. In its bright light during the day, we cannot see the other stars. Planets, the heavenly bodies that do not twinkle, are called planets. Planets do not have light of their own. They get light from the stars. Planets revolve around a star even as they rotate around themselves. The solar system, our Earth, is a planet. It gets its light from the Sun. It moves around the Sun. Its movement around the Sun is called the revolution of the Earth. Besides Earth, there are 7 other planets that revolve around the Sun. They are Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Every planet in the solar system revolves around the Sun along a specific path. This path is known as that planet's orbit. The Sun, which is a star, and the planets that revolve around it are together called the solar system. Besides the planets, the solar system also includes various other heavenly bodies. Now let's see some other heavenly bodies in the solar system. Satellites. Some heavenly bodies revolve around planets. These are called satellites. Satellites too get their light from the Sun. We see the Moon at night. It revolves around the Earth. Hence it is called a satellite of Earth. Most of the planets in the solar system have satellites. The planets revolve around the Sun along with their satellites. Dwarf planets. These are some smaller heavenly bodies that revolve around the Sun. They are called dwarf planets. Of these, the most well-known is Pluto. Dwarf planets revolve independently around the Sun. They have an orbit of their own. Asteroids. Between the planets Mars and Jupiter, there is a band of numerous small heavenly bodies. They are called asteroids. Asteroids also revolve around the Sun. Compared to the Sun, other heavenly bodies in the solar system are much smaller. The Moon is closest to the Earth. That is why it appears to be so big, although it is actually very much smaller than the Sun. See this diagram of the solar system. The Sun is in the center and the heavenly bodies that revolve around it, they revolve in their orbits. The planets, satellites, dwarf planets and asteroids are all part of the solar system. Gravity. All heavenly bodies exert a force of attraction or a pull on one another. This force is called the force of gravity. The Sun exerts a gravitational pull on all planets, whereas the tendency of the planets is to move away from the Sun. As a result of these two forces, a planet keeps revolving around the Sun at a fixed distance in a fixed orbit. In the same way, satellites revolve around their planets. Due to the Earth's gravity, all things on the Earth remain on it. Even if we throw something upwards with great force, it finally falls down to the ground. India's space missions. On 22 October 2008, the Indian Space Research Organization ISRO launched a spacecraft to the moon. The mission is known as Chandrayaan-1. Mangalyaan is another important Indian space mission. It is known as MOM or Mars Orbit Mission. It was launched on 5 November 2013. It got established in an orbit around the planet Mars on 24 September 2014. ISRO achieved this feat in its first attempt. Both these missions are unmanned, that is, there were no people on board these spacecraft. The objective of the missions is a deeper study of Moon and Mars. To send some object from the Earth into space, it must be given power against the force of gravity. Rocket technology or space launch technology is used for that purpose. One of the Diwali firecrackers is called a rocket. It is packed with explosive substances. The explosives burn rapidly and produce a lot of energy. The design of the rocket is such that the firecracker is pushed in a certain direction at a great speed. Very powerful rockets are used to send a spacecraft into space. A tremendous quantity of fuel is burnt in rockets so that spacecraft weighing thousands of tons can be launched into space. In the 20th century, a few countries of the world developed space technology and sent hundreds of spacecraft into space. Our country is well known for the development of its space launch technology. Some spacecraft remain in space. Some are brought back to the Earth, while some land on other planets or satellites. In some missions, scientists also travel in the spacecraft. They are called astronauts. Rakesh Sharma became the first Indian astronaut to go into the space in 1984. He spent 8 days on a space station for a joint mission of the ISRO and the Soviet Intercosmos. Seeing India from space, he said that it looked सारे जहां से अच्छा. Man-made satellites. Man-made satellites provide useful information for agriculture, environment, weather forecasting, making maps, and searching for water and mineral wealth on the earth. They are also used for telecommunication. They are put into orbit around the earth. They can remain in space for many years. Exercise. Who am I? You can see me from the earth, but the lighted part of me that you see changes every day. Moon. I have my own light. It is only from me that the planets get light and heat. Sun. I turn around myself, around a planet, and also around a star. Satellite. I turn around myself and revolve around the sun. Planet. No other planet has a living world like me. Earth. I am the nearest star to the earth, sun. For what purpose are rockets used in space travel? A tremendous quantity of fuel is burnt in rockets so that spacecraft weighing thousands of tons can be launched into space. So very powerful rockets are used to send a spacecraft into the space. What information do man-made satellites provide? Man-made satellites provide useful information for agriculture, environment, weather forecasting, making maps, and searching for water and mineral wealth on the earth. They are also used for telecommunication.